How's it hanging, people? It's your boy Mosasaurus, and welcome to a new experiment of my FIFA 17 Bad Manager career mode. Now, it's been a while. I do apologise for not recording any new content for my imaginative fans or my 62 subscribers. No, all jokes aside, guys. I've been a bit busy lately. Work's been very stressful. Life's just been really stressful. But I'm not going to be a Debbie Downer. I'm just going to produce some interesting content, I hope, to show you guys today. Or just hope to record for my own personal enjoyment. You guys know the deal. I am not a professional YouTuber. I don't do this full time. I'm simply doing this for my own personal enjoyment. And if you guys want to watch in your own time, by all means do. And if you like it, you like it. If you subscribe, you subscribe. And if you don't, you don't. There's always going to be haters and criticism. But I'll say it once and I'll say it probably 1,000 times more. I'm only doing this for my own personal enjoyment. So without further ado, allow me to explain what I mean by Bad Manager career mode. Now, there's always questions running through my head. There's always new projects and experiments that I would love to one day try to accomplish via recording. And as you can tell, this is a pre-recording. I am not doing a live broadcast. Back on topic, I am doing what I hope to be either a series, a short video, one long video, I don't know. What I am hoping to do is answer the question, what will happen if you did absolutely nothing? Legit, absolutely nothing. You just didn't make any transfers, didn't play any matches, you just simulated from start to finish and keep on simulating until you perhaps get fired. That is exactly what I plan to do. I'm not going to buy any players. I'm going to try and not sell any players. I'm simply just going to simulate. Not like my average simulated career modes. Just legit. Sort a little bit of the shit out and then kind of see what happens, how the board communicates with me or how they feel with how I'm running Manchester United. Yeah, I'm using my favourite team, so I'll call myself Bad Manager. I'm not going to respect any requests that my team sends me. I'll use default squads, and of course I will by default activate the European competition in the first season. I won't disable the first summer transfers, or should I? Interesting. I'll turn it on simply because I want to avoid any transfers being made. Okay, I'm going to legit avoid it all. I don't want to really get into it too much. I don't want to get into, like, I love the transfer part. The transfer window is my favourite part of career mode. I love making money. You guys know exactly what I'm like, for those who are, you know, interested in my very small channel. But I've also noticed, looking at some of my videos, ever since FIFA 17 came out, I haven't done a career mode, a simulated career mode properly. And I normally do it, as it is tradition, a Paris Saint-Germain career mode. I've probably just butchered their name. But there's no particular reason why I'm using Manchester United. And this isn't a serious career mode. This is just simply an experiment. I just want to know what happens as I simulate year in and year out. And I don't just want to simulate from the start to the end of the season. I kind of want to see what happens to my players. I want to see how the board reacts to all the results. And I kind of want to see the results myself. But I'm not going to sort out this entire team. You know, I'm not going to adjust contracts. I mean, I'm going to have to, because I might have to actually, because players will leave. You know, this is an experiment. Let's call it bad manager experiment. And of course, if any of the video is boring to you guys, all you've got to do is go on to the little options part, you know, where you adjust the video quality, and you can change the speed of the video. I always bump up to like 2 when I get bored with a video. We'll do a pre-season tournament, why the hell not? We'll go for this one. Asian Elite Cup. Try and get them more money, even though it really doesn't matter. Okay, so. Rubbish, 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 and rubbish. Alright? Don't care about that. Don't care about training. Don't care about the expectations. What I will do, because I've got, you know, organisation issues, is recall all the scouts and remove all the instructions. I have some really decent scouts. Not going to buy a new one. Alright, transfer history, there won't be any. Contracts. Right, so we need to worry about Valencia, Johnstone. I think it's Johnstone. Yeah, it's got to be Johnstone. It's Johnstone. Oh, fuck's sake. Where? Now, if I butcher these names, I do apologise. Twanzebe, I don't know. And Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Michael Carrick. Now, as I don't know whether I should just, as this is an experiment, and I want to know what happens if you just do nothing, I don't want to improve contracts. Yeah, I'm going to make this even more interesting. I'm not going to improve contracts. I'm simply going to just allow the players to leave. And I'm probably going to get fired simply because of lack of players. But yeah, we have these guys for 1 year, so let's just make do with it. Transfer negotiations. Alright, so joined, and joined. He departed. Okay, cool. Right, fair enough. Loaned out. These guys are loaned out. Okay. That's fine. Alright, cool. So we don't need to go through the players, the team, or anything. All we need to do is use this bad boy right here, calendar. So guys, we have our first 3 pre-season tournament games. And what I'm going to do is simulate past each game, one by one, and see what emails we have. That's all I'm going to do. For example, I'm going to simulate to the 4th of July. And we take on Sevilla. Let's see if we won. We did beat them 3-1. Unfortunately, we can't see who scored. Now, we can just find out through the player stats. But that would take extremely long. And we only received 1 email, and that was from Joan Mata. And he said, I wanted to let you know that I'm a bit worried, having read some of the speculations surrounding me. I want to ask you to give me another chance to prove that I'm the best man for the job. Hey, it's got nothing to do with me, dude. I'm just allowing my assistant coach to take care of the team. Now I have to be careful really, because I've got to really look at message archive as well, because if I get stacked up with emails whilst simulating, if you have too many emails, they will automatically transfer to the archives. So we won our first game, which is pretty dope. Next game is going to be against Sagan Tosu, I think that's how you pronounce it. Here we go. Did we win? No, we lost 2-1. Okay, interesting. 2 emails. I really feel I'm in good form, so thanks for playing me, boss. Don't thank me, thank the assistant coach. Alright, oh yeah, I should really read from the bottom and work my way to the top. The newest emails go to the top. Right, fair enough. Right, that's all good in the hood. Going to the 11th, will we pass through? Yes, we do. We drew with Wolfsburg. Any emails? 4 of them. So we get some prize money, over £2 million. Don't care about that. Alright. So Regan Paul wanted me to fit him in the squad somehow. And the assistant coach obviously gave him an opportunity to play against Wolfsburg, I imagine. So, we're going against Borussia Dortmund. This is probably the point where we lose and get kicked out. Yep, we lost them 2-1, typical. 3 emails, get some prize money over £3 million, sorry. It's unfortunate we didn't reach the final of the Asian League Cup, but the most important thing is that the team is fit and ready to start the new season. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, David De Gea has a sprained ankle and will be out for 9 days. Right. This is another thing that I need to look out for. The injured players. That is all I'm going to do, is just keep on simulating. So let's go to the beginning of next week. Any emails? Oh, no. Don't want to leave. 1 week later. Nice and fast when you don't have a transfer window. Next week. Still no emails. Right, let's go to the 8th. We are taking part in the Community Shield against Leicester City. Did we win? We drew 2-2. Okay. So what happens there? We won. Went to penalties. We defeated Leicester City. So yeah, we won the Community Shield, which is nice. Right. Boss, I can't lie, I was worried that you had plans to replace me. I know now it was all media speculation, yada, yada, yada. Shut up. Right. First game of the season against Bournemouth. Will we win our first Premier League game? Let's find out. Taking longer than usual. Wonder why. Could be emails. Who knows? Right. Did we win? No, we drew. So we get 1 point. Oh, no emails. Interesting. Moving on to the 22nd of August. Second game of the Premier League is against Southampton. And we drew again. So we only got 2 points at the beginning. It's not a loss, but it's not a win. Right. EFL Cup. Our first game against QPR. Let's simulate to the 25th. I know this would have been a lot faster. Fast forwarding right to the end of June or something. But I prefer it this way because I want to see Manchester United slowly digress. If that's even a word. Got to stop pressing circle. Oh, we defeated QPR. We'll go through in the EFL Cup. Third game, Hull City. 2 draws so far. I wonder if we're going to get a win. Yeah, we won. 1-0. Very good. And we have our first email. Players leaving on international duty. That's lovely. Moving on. Right. To the 4th. Alright, so we're out of August now and we are in September. Alright. We've gone up by a manager rating, which is funny. Okay. Manchester City is our next game. Will we defeat Pep Guardiola's squad? We do, 1-0, very good. Very, very good. Right, international manager offer, I'm just going to delete that. Right, so... Memphis Depay wants to start the next game against Manchester City. And looks like the assistant coach gave him a game. We don't care about press conferences neither. So, we're going into the Europa League now, and we will be facing the likes of, now forgive me if I butcher this name, Arauca or Aruca. Don't recognise that team. Will we have a good start in the Euro League? We do. 1-0 victory. Very well done. We have an email. Potential international management jobs. Don't care. And we've gone up a rating again. By 1. It's hilarious. Watford. Our next Premier League game. And we draw 2-2. We are still undefeated, guys. Please note, we are still undefeated. Haven't lost a single game now. I bet I've probably jinxed it now. I need to speak to you. I'm one of the best players at this club, but I'm not getting much first team action. That needs to change or I have to evaluate my options. Ooh, interesting. I've never seen this email before. That's hilarious. Wow. Okay, so this is the start, guys. It looks like my assistant coach is not giving Zlatan Ibrahimovic enough game time. Very interesting indeed. Moving on, EFL Cup against Alexandra Crew, I think. That's how you pronounce it. We will risk losing Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Oh, we destroyed them 6-1. Jesus Christ. Right. Pereira is very happy to be given some game time. And we have 2 match reschedules. Don't really care, to be honest. Next Premier League game is against Leicester City. We defeated them in the Community Shield. Very nice. Don't care about international duty. We've gone up in the manager rating. Did we win that game? We did, 2-0. Very nice. Right. Now, another name I'm going to butcher. That we're going up against Stroms Godset, IF. In the Europa League. Let's see if we get a win. And we lose 2-1, our first defeat. But still undefeated in the Premier League. Ah, no emails. Right. Stoke City, our next opponents for the Premier League. This is probably the game we're going to lose. Got our rivals Liverpool coming up. Drew against Stoke City. Any emails? We have 3. Players leaving on international duty. Okay, so Regan Paul has suffered in training. Got a lateral collateral ligament. He'll be out 2 months. Oh, and Rojo has got a lateral collateral ligament as well. Suffered a lateral collateral ligament. Cool, that's a tongue twister, that is. 2 of my players injured. Let us prepare. Right. Oh, I've got a text. Give me a sec. Not relevant. Let's move on. Okay. Don't care. So got a big game coming up in the Premier League, guys, against Liverpool. Let us see if we can defeat our rivals. And we get the win. Very nice. 2-0. Alright. Daily Blind has got an anterior cruciate ligament and he'll be out 4 months. Holy shit. 3 players are injured. This is getting much more interesting now, guys. We've got a Europa League game against Celta Vigo. Simulated to the 21st of October. Okay, 1 email. Don't care about the press conference. And we defeated them 2-1. Just looking at my phone again. It's my partner ringing, sending me texts. Right, Chelsea is next. Very nice. 23rd of October. Here we go. I'm wondering if I could do a serious simulated career mode. Simulating games just like this through the calendar. Oh, look at that. Just wanted to thank you for helping the club reach one of its brand exposure goals that we set out to accomplish this season. Oh, very nice. Shirt sales. No big deal. Right, back down to 80 in the manager rating. And our next game is in the EFL Cup. We're facing Leicester City for the 3rd time in the last 3 months. We defeated them in the Community Shield. We defeated them in the Premier League, I think. Did we? I don't remember. Yeah, we defeated them in the Premier League. Will we defeat them in the EFL Cup? I do not know. Let's find out. 3-time a charm. It certainly is. We've just dropped Leicester City. Any call? No. No emails. Next game is going up against Burnley in the Premier League. Simulated to the 30th of October. Happy Halloween. I know that's on the 31st, you know. I'm just doing some Halloween Eve. I'm talking shit right now. It's very hard to like... Oh, Damian's been suspended. He's got a 1-match ban. Assistant coach, you need to sort that shit out. Right. Let's move on to the 1st of November. Right. So our next EuroLeague game against Stromgod. Can't pronounce it, do apologise. Alright. Come on. Let's have a look. Right, so Michael Carrick has a bruised elbow. He'll be out for 2 days. And look at that. We're glad to inform you that due to your excellent performances at Manchester United, you've won the Manager of the Month award. Wow, that's hilarious. I haven't done a thing. That belongs to my assistant coach, not me. That is hilarious. I'm actually starting to feel like that I could actually do a simulated career mode through the calendar without having to like readjust the teams and watch every game on who scores and whatnot. That is freaking hilarious. That's so funny. Alright, okay. Right, what am I doing? Emails? Nothing. Let's go. Calendar. Right. Oh, wow, we defeated them 3-0. Right, so we've got Tottenham Hotspur. Oh, no, it's my bad. My bad to any Tottenham fans. We have Swansea next. Swansea next in the Premier League. And we did draw 1-1. Very, very nice. So we're going to simulate to the 13th. I wonder if I can fit this whole of season 1 into 1 episode. I really don't know. We've got 5. Wow, wow, okay. We've been dropped 74. Right, so we don't care about that. Don't care about that. Suspension is over for Damian. Don't care about that. As we discussed at the beginning of the season, investing in our youth development was an important goal for the club. At this moment, it looks like we may not hit our mark. Please revisit the specific objectives we set out to accomplish and do your best to fulfill them. That's interesting. Never seen that email before. That's with all these new features of the, the objectives from the board. So let's have a little look at the board expectations. Youth development. Sign 1 player in your youth academy assigned to the forward position. Sign 1 youth player to the senior team in the same season they were scouted. Play them in 10 matches, either as part of the starting 11 or coming on as a sub. That's hilarious. I wonder if I was to start a youth academy and sign the player and see if my assistant coach actually plays him. That would be hilarious if he actually did. That's something we might have to consider for season 2 if we make it. But I'm going to continue as I normally do and move on. Next game against Arsenal in the Premier League. So we will receive an email for the press conference. I hate those press conference emails. I feel like there should be an option to turn them off. We did defeat Arsenal. This is great. I think we're doing really well. Really, really well. We've gone down again. Right, get rid of that. So, same old, same old. Depay wants to play. Player returns from injury. Regan Poole, great. Piss off. Alright. It's looking good so far. Our next game is in the Euro League against Aruca. So moving on to the 25th of November. I think it'll be interesting to see a little squad report and maybe get some stats going just before, the winter transfer window. We lost against Aruca 2-1, so we're not doing too good in the Euro League. We better figure it out. Right, player returns from injury. Marcus Rojo. Mkhitaryan, is suspended and whatnot, blah, blah, blah. So a 76 rated in the manager poll, or whatever you want to call it. West Ham, Premier League. Let's have a look. And look at that, nice 4-0 win against West Ham. Very nice. And then we've got, I do believe, the EFL Cup once again against Crystal Palace. I say once again, but you know what I mean. Whatever. We don't know, I don't know exactly where we are in the EFL Cup, but we're just going to move along. Oh, hang on. Wait a minute. December the 1st. Do we progress? Oh, it's the quarter-final. I can see it there, right next to it. Right. Did we win? We drew. How did it go? And we lost, guys. We have officially been... that's a little revenge for Crystal Palace for last year's FA Cup final. Palace has knocked out Manchester United. That is 1 trophy out for this season. But never mind. Just looking at a text message at the moment. Right, moving on. So we are now in December. Our next game is against Everton in the Premier League. Players are probably going to feel a bit down after being kicked out of the EFL Cup, but at least we'll get some revenge on Crystal Palace this month in the Premier League. But again, guys, I don't really care. Right, we lost. I think we just lost our first Premier League game. I'm going to have to check it, guys. I'm going to have to check it. Right. What are we looking at? Tables. It's probably going to take a while because it does load up. Oh, here we go. Manchester United. Yep, that was our first loss, guys. Our first loss against Everton. Everton destroyed our streak of 8 wins and 5 draws. That sucks, but we're just going to have to move past it, really. All right, emails. Make a request. All right, boss, really happy to be selected so often, so thanks for that. It's not me, it's the assistant coach. So, Valencia's been suspended. Okay. Right, let us move on. Next game is in the EuroLeague against Celta Vigo. Will we progress in the EuroLeague? That would suck if we get kicked out in the group stage. All right. So we drew against Celta Vigo. I don't know where we are in the EuroLeague. I should have checked, but I guess we're about to find out. Right, suspension over for Mkhitaryan. Based on your performance in the competition, the club has received additional funds. Great, £4,500,000. Okay. Offer rescinded. Whatever. Right, shall we have a little quick look as to where we stand in the EuroLeague? Right. EuroLeague, switch to table view. Come on. What group are we in? I don't think we're through, you know. Oh, we are through. Nice. Awesome. Okay. Manchester United and Arauca are going through. That's cool. That's alright. There is hope yet. Still can possess a treble. Right, okay. Moving on. So, nope. Let's just go to the 15th. Straight off the bat. Will we get revenge on Crystal Palace for knocking us out in the EFL Cup? Come on, boys. Right. It was a draw. Darn it. West Brom is next, guys. Going over to the 18th. I should have looked at my emails. Shit. Well, we might have a big pile of emails, but oh well. It doesn't matter. Right, moving back. 4 emails. Alright. Suspension. International. Risk of losing 4 players. Okay, so these 4 players, guys, are who we could possibly lose this January transfer window. Now, my heart is very content on giving all 4 of these players new contracts, simply because I want to keep my original team. But for the sake of the video, we are going to just leave them be and let us see. It will be interesting to see whether other clubs will sign each of these players. Now, if the computer, if the AI doesn't get any clubs to sign at least Valencia, Ibrahimovic and Carrick, I will be very shocked. I mean, some lower rated clubs could go for John Stone, sorry. So, you know, I'll be surprised if I'm left with these 2, with at least 2 of these players by the end of the winter transfer window. Right, so let us continue. Now we face Tottenham Hotspur, one of our rival teams, alright? Not as big of a rival as Liverpool. I mean, I don't know. I don't have a lot of football knowledge, to be honest. I'm just a simpleton. We drew against Spurs. Got a couple emails. Right, hang on. Get rid of that. If I have a future at the club, then I'd like you to show some faith in me and give me a chance in the team. Well, it's not my fault, dude. I'm just got my legs up, chilling. Alright, let us move on. Sunderland. And we won 3-0, very nice. Okay, as we discussed at the beginning of the season, investing in our youth development was an important goal for the club. At this moment, it looks like we may not hit our mark. Right, so they're really fussy about the whole youth academy. So, yeah. We're going to say, fuck you, and move on. So, our last game of 2016 is against Middlesbrough. And then after the game, we will be in the January transfer window. So on the 1st of January 2017, we are going to do a squad report and look at some stats. I think it will be interesting to see how the team has progressed or digressed. I don't know. We're just going to have a look. So, without further ado, let's get crack-a-lacking. Right, moving on. Come on, boys. And we're done. We lost our second game in the Premier League against Middlesbrough. Got a couple emails. Alright, don't care about that. And it is now time for our first transfer window, guys. I did disable it for the summer, but now it is open. I think hell is about to be unleashed because we are going to do absolutely nothing. So guys, as it is a transfer window, what I'm going to do is simulate this way through the central hub. So when I receive an email, I can just answer it straight away. Reason being is because I want to see what happens to, you know, all my players through this window. Who gets the offers? What clubs are offering? How much have they offered? Who has bought my players with only 6 months remaining on their contract? So it will be very, very interesting to see. So first things first though, guys. First things first. Let's just check out the tables. All right. So in the Premier League, we are 5th. After 19 games, we get 9 wins, 7 draws, and 3 losses, okay? We have scored 28 goals. We have conceded 13 goals. That leaves us a goal difference of 15 with overall 34 points. 2 points behind Manchester City as well as Chelsea. 3 points behind Arsenal as well as Spurs. So we are not far behind. It is going to be a race for that number 1 spot. It's not looking too good for Hull City, Bournemouth and Burnley. No disrespect to those 3 teams, but are we surprised? Probably not. So we have already won the Community Shield against Leicester City. That was at the beginning of the season. Moving on. We haven't even started the Emirates FA Cup. Why it's called the Emirates, I do not know, because Manchester United won the FA Cup. So it should really be called, I don't know, the Trafford FA Cup. I don't know. I have no fucking idea. Don't criticise me. So in the EFL Cup, we have Manchester City, Stoke City, Chelsea and Crystal Palace in this semi-final. We made it to the quarter-final, but Crystal Palace got their revenge for the FA Cup final last season, and we're hoping to get our revenge back. We did get defeated by Borussia Dortmund in the semi-final of the Asian Elite Cup. That was the pre-season tournament. We are not in the Champions Cup this season, so we really don't need to look at that. But if you want to have a look to see which clubs have gone through to the round of 16, you're more than welcome to. But in the Europa League, we don't know which 16 teams. I mean, we do know in a sense. We can know in a sense which 16 teams have gone through. But I'm not gonna waste my time in investigating. That's way too long. But as you can see, those are the table standings at the moment. Top goal scorers, I think, would be interesting to know. In the Premier League, where do we stand? Just Depay at 12th place with 7 goals. He is our top goal scorer at the moment, out of 15. Bit ridiculous. Depay again in 8th place for assists with 4 assists, and Rooney with 3 assists in 11th place. Clean sheets, De Gea reaches rank 5 with 5 clean sheets. Well done. Yellow cards. Valencia's received a lot of yellow cards. He gets 2nd place for yellow cards as well. And Schneiderlin's in 6th with 5 yellow cards. And reds, let's have a look. Darmian received just the 1 red card. He is standing at 14th in the Premier League. Now, moving on. Community Shield. Stats are right there for you. Don't really need to get into too much details. Right, FA Cup. We haven't got involved just yet, so I think it's no point to go through the stats just yet. The EFL Cup. Depay was the top goal scorer in the EFL Cup. He got about 6 goals. Mkhitaryan right behind him with 4 in 2nd place. So that's interesting to know. De Bruyne in Manchester City is the top place for assists. We only made it 3rd place with Rooney, 2 assists. And Mkhitaryan makes it 13th with only 2 as well. Clean sheets, we unfortunately did not make it. Yellow cards, Ibrahimovic gets 1 in 7th place. Red cards, we received none, which is nice. My team's well disciplined. Right, probably Champions Cup is next. Oh no, Asian Elite Cups. Depay got the most goals in that tournament, even though we lost, which is hilarious. Mkhitaryan got the most assists. Schneiderlin with only 1 in 6th place. Pereira, 14th place. Clean sheets, there was none. Yellows, Shaw got 1. Lingard got 1. Shaw was 13th. Lingard was 15th. We received no red cards. I think Champions Cup is coming up next. We don't need to look at that one. But the EuroLeague, at the moment, we do not stand in the top 15 or top scorers. Ibrahimovic gets 2 assists, leaving him in 11th place for assists. And we are not in the clean sheets of top 15. Yellow cards, when we are absolutely fine. Red cards, we've got 1 with Mkhitaryan in 6th place. Fair enough. And that is the player stats, I think, for all competitions. So, now, without further ado, let us look at the most juiciest gossip in terms of a squad report. Let's look at the rankings first. De Gea is in top place, followed by Paul Pogba, then Zlatan Ibrahimovic, Chris Smalling and Anthony Martial. That was my top 5. The rest you can see for yourself. Everyone's form seems to be either average or poor. But, yeah. Worst player in terms of ranking is James Weir. Now, for the actual squad report itself, we will start with our goalkeepers. David De Gea, +1 in overall. Okay form, and he seems happy. You can see he's played 16 games in total. 1 for the Asian Elite Cup, 1 for the EFL Cup, 8 of them in the Premier League, and 6 of them in the EuroLeague. Seems about average and decent. I'm very happy with him. Sergio Romero, okay form and happy. He has played 11 games this season with only 3 clean sheets. The man is growing, as you can see, in reactions and goalkeeper kicking. Sam Johnstone has gone up by 2 in overall. He's okay form and happy. His contract will be expiring in 6 months, so it'll be interesting to see if there's any teams who will snatch him up as he is 23 years old. He's had 7 games this season. 3 of them in the EFL Cup, 1 of them in the Asian Elite Cup, and 3 of them in the Premier League. 2 clean sheets. Good on you. Good on you. Bad form for Antonio Valencia, 79, sorry, -1 in overall. But he is very happy. 31-year-old's contract is expiring in 6 months. He's had 20 games this season, most of them being in the Premier League. And as you can see there, his attributes are dropping. Matthew Darmian's got up by +1, 81 overall in total. He's okay and happy. He's had 18 games this season. Guillermo Varela, he has been loaned out to Frankfurt. And he's gone up by a +1 in overall. It's okay form, content morale. Of course, all players are normally when they get loaned out to a different team. Chris Smalling, our best defender, in my opinion. 85 +1 in overall. The 27-year-old has okay form and he is happy with 18 games under his belt this season. Eric Bailey, 83 +1. He's got bad form. Seems to me that he has not really settled in the Premier League at the moment, but he is happy though, and that's the important thing. 21 games, most of them consisting in the Premier League. Phil Jones, 80 +1, bad form once again, and he's content only with 8 games. 1 goal to himself, very nice. Just quickly going back up, looking at David De Gea. I'm looking at the goals and assists by all these players. And we found our first person in the squad report. Phil Jones is getting himself a goal in the Premier League at one point. Very interesting. Daley Blind, 26-year-old. He is still injured with an anterior cruciate ligament. He'll be 100% fit in 6 weeks. It's okay form, and he is happy. He's had 16 games, 1 goal and an assist. And he has been growing, as you can see. Sprint speed is poor and does need to be improved. But as we don't care about a player's attributes, we're just moving on. Axel Twanzebe, 69 +2 in overall. The 19-year-old has an okay form. He's happy and his contract expires in 6 months. But he cannot be stolen since he is not 23 years old. That's 6 games though. Moving on to Regan Paul, 64 +1. The 18-year-old is showing great potential. So that means he's overall could possibly reach between 80 and 85. He's good form. He's very happy. He's had 6 games this season. Luke Shaw, 82 +2. Okay form. He is happy. Interest shown by Juventus. So we're definitely going to get an offer from Juventus from the Italian league. He's had 22 games this season, most of them consisting of the Premier League. Of course they would be. Marcus Rojo, 79 +1, the 26-year-old, has bad form and he is content with only 9 games, 1 goal and 1 assist. Good on you, lad. Good on you indeed. Cameron Borthwick Jackson, 71 +1. He's been loaned out to the Wolves. Okay form and content. He's had 4 games in total, all of them consistent in the EFL Cup, and he has 1 assist. Morgan Schneiderlin, 83 +1, okay form, very happy. He's had 32 games, holy shit. 32 games. He's played 4 Asian Elite Cups, 1 Community Shield, of course you only get the 1 game, 4 EFL Cup games, and 17 Premier League games with 6 Euro League games. So 3 goals and 6 assists. 12 clean sheets and 5 yellow cards. This is interesting. Very well done, Morgan Schneiderlin, sorry. Very well done. Michael Carrick, 80 -1. To be expected at 35 years old. His contract expires in 6 months, but he's good form and very happy. 26 games in total with 2 goals and 2 assists and 8 clean sheets. Timothy Fosu-Mensah, 73 +2. The 18-year-old is bad form at the moment, and he is an exciting prospect. What this means is his overall could potentially reach between 86 and 88. He is a phenomenal CDM with only 10 games under his belt, most of them consistent in the Premier League. 1 clean sheet though. Henrik Mkhitaryan, 85 overall, 27 years old. He arrived recently from Borussia Dortmund in the summer transfer window for £39 million. Okay form, and he is very happy. He had 33 games with 11 goals under his belt. Very nice, Mkhitaryan, top goal scorer at the moment. so far with 4 assists and 11 clean sheets. And he has not been growing at all. This is worrying. Jesse Lingard, 78 plus 1 in overall. The 24-year-old has bad form and he is content. But he has that special something. Only 6 games under his belt and 1 goal and 1 yellow card. Marouane Fellaini, the 78 overall, 29-year-old. He has okay form, but he's very unhappy. He hasn't played a single game this season. The man hasn't grown at all. And like we predicted, the reason that he is very unhappy is because he should play more. If I was taking this career mode seriously, based on my assistant coach's gut feeling, I'm assuming Marouane Fellaini is not. He's just not, I don't know, good enough to be at Manchester United. In real life, I would have sold him ages ago. I do like him for one reason and one reason only, and that is because his headering is pretty darn good. And that is all he's good for, is just headering those aerial balls into the goal. But that's interesting, though. That is interesting, especially from my assistant coach. Paul Pogba, 89 plus 1, good form. Content morale, though. He recently arrived from Juventus for £83,500,000. He's only had 22 games with 2 goals and 2 assists and 1 yellow card. Ander Herrera, 83 plus 1, the 27-year-old has okay form, but he is also very unhappy. He's only had 2 games this season. 1 in the Premier League and 1 in the Euro League. That, to me, if I was taking his career most seriously, would not be enough. But I would probably transfer list him this winter transfer window alongside Marouane Fellaini. Bastian Schweinsteiger, 82 minus 1. The 32-year-old is okay form, but he is unhappy. Another man who hasn't got a single game this season. He's a leader of men, so he could potentially be a captain of the squad. But once again, simply because he hasn't had a single game, I would just sell him in this transfer window. So that would be 3 players I would find easy to put on the transfer list. Sean Goss, 59 plus 1, the 21-year-old has okay form and he's content. Again, not a single game, but he's somebody who I would probably sell simply because he's at the club since 2012. He doesn't seem to be a special player. I have no use for him, 59 overall at 21 years of age. If he was 70 overall at 21 years of age, I would probably loan him out. But 4 players in total would just make it easy for the transfer list. Fellaini, Herrera, Schweinsteiger and Goss so far. Anthony Martial, 84 plus 2, 21-year-old, he's okay form, but he's unhappy and exciting prospect. He's only had 6 games this season, which is shocking from my assistant coach. I wouldn't want to lose Anthony Martial. I mean, the man should play more, but as I have no power on the pitch, I would loan him out. I would just loan him out. Or I would risk it for a biscuit and keep him in the squad and see what happens at the end of the season. But I will be very interested to see how Anthony's future, what happens to it in the future, basically. Whether he will stay, whether he'll go. But he's got 2 goals, though. 2 goals and 1 clean sheet. Ashley Young, 78 minus 1. The 31-year-old is okay for him, but he's very unhappy. Not a single game. My assistant coach is ruthless with these older players. He hasn't given Fellaini a single game, Schweinsteiger a single game, or Young a single game. There'll be a lot of players who I transfer list in this window. Memphis Depay, 81 plus 1, is okay for very happy. Has that special something. He's had 31 games, 21 goals in total. He has hit the record. He's scored far more goals than, I wouldn't say far more goals, but he's scored more goals than Mkhitaryan, including 6 assists and 11 clean sheets. My assistant coach loves off Memphis, man. I've given him so much game time. Adnan Januzaj, he is loaned out to Sunderland, 77 plus 1 in overall. Okay and content. He's only had 2 games for Sunderland with 1 assist. That is just not good enough. I would simply recall him as a replacement for Anthony Martial. But, you know, that's just me. Wayne Rooney, 83 minus 1, okay form and happy. He's had 29 games with 6 assists and 12 clean sheets. Leader of men, but you can see his attributes are degrading. Joan Mata, 84, over 28 years old, has that special something. So he can grow by either 1, maybe 2. I don't know. It'd probably just be 1, to be honest. He's okay form, but he feels threatened. 12 games, 1 goal, 1 assist, no clean sheet. He feels he may have been replaced. No growth whatsoever. So I would probably just keep him on board. James Ware, 57 plus 1, 21-year-old. Okay form, and he's unhappy. His contract expires in 6 months, but obviously he can't be stolen due to his age. He hasn't had a single game. And the reason why he's unhappy is because of his lack of matches. I would simply sell him because he's a 59 overall player at 21 years of age. There's no room for him in the squad. There would be no reason for him to stay. You know, that would just free up the wages a little bit, get us a little bit of money. So I would sell him. Andreas Pereira, 74 plus 2 in overall. Bad form, but he's happy, showing great potential. So this guy could grow. 7 games with 2 assists. Zlatan Ibrahimovic, 89 minus 1. The 35-year-old is okay form, but he feels insecure. He's had 20 games of only 3 goals, 2 assists, and 4 clean sheets. You can see his attributes dropping like flies. And he feels insecure because he's doubting his abilities. So he's not scoring enough goals. I would have, at the beginning of the season, offered him a new contract. I would want him to retire at Manchester United. But to only score 3 goals so far is a little bit worrying for a man of his ability. But he still has a lot of value for a 35-year-old. But that will drop drastically as the season goes by. Marcus Rashford, 78 plus 2, okay form and happy. He's had 26 games with 9 goals, 1 assist and 3 clean sheets. An exciting prospect the 19-year-old is. Will Keane, 68 plus 1, 23-year-old is okay and content. He's only played 1 game in the Asian Elite Cup. That to me says one thing. He should go. I would have sold him this January transfer window. James Wilson's been loaned out to Derby County, 71 plus 2. This is what I'm talking about. 21 years old. He's grown from 69 to 71. He's okay form and content. He's only played 1 game in the EFL Cup, scoring just 1 goal. I would have kept him because being 71 over at 21 years of age is good enough for me. And that is it. That is the squad report, guys. So without further ado, we're going to continue with the January transfer window. It'll be very interesting to see how we progress from here on out. So I'm going to advance, see what emails we get. West Ham is next in the Premier League. I'm not going to simulate the game this way. I'm going to simulate the game that way. Did we beat West Ham United? We drew. Any emails? Yes, we are 77 in the manager rating. Whether that goes up or down, I have no idea. But we will continue. Alright, we're stopping the simulation process because we've got an email. And it is a transfer deal for Matteo Darmian. Manchester City want him for £13,500,000. So, we're going to go back and we are just simply going to delete the email and move on. Our next game is coming up. Got a couple of emails. The AI has automatically stopped the simulation process. Another offer from Juventus. Now, we knew that they would make a bid for Luke Shaw. £15 million for Luke Shaw. Just to give you my thoughts,